It makes logical sense, yet seems preposterous. This is the story of Trevy Hydration. While I've stated this within past content pieces, I'm a big fan of deconstructing the core mechanics behind different business models to see what makes them successful or not. It means dissecting how various companies generate revenue, understanding their value propositions, identifying their target markets, and examining the various strategies they use to deliver products. But I arguably have the most fun when analyzing companies that are generally outside of, but due to some recent strategic decision, is now entering my deep domain expertise, which is the emerging and intersecting CPG categories of functional foods, functional beverages, and nutritional supplements. And this is exactly what happened when Simple Modern, a leading producer of premium drinkware, recently entered the stick pack electrolyte drink category. But for those unfamiliar with Simple Modern, it was founded a decade ago during the early part of what I dub the modern insulated stainless steel drinkware era. Though instead of attempting to beat established competitors like Yeti with a copycat commercialization plan, Simple Modern focused on white space strategies that aligned with the founder's extensive experience selling online. And those digital first strategies turned Simple Modern into a 9-figure revenue company and categorical volume leader on Amazon, creating massive opportunities for omni-channel growth and allowing them to surpass 50 million cups sold over the brand's lifetime. But since I briefly mentioned the competitive landscape, let's quickly examine how water bottles have evolved into almost ubiquitous personal brand accessories. And I don't need to explain to you how biologically imperative it is to stay hydrated. But despite that undeniable fact, us older generations somehow manage to not only survive, but thrive without our beloved emotional support water bottles. But these reusable water bottles are more than a creature comfort, becoming a canvas for self-expression and personal statements of style among the newest generations. Though, like other status symbols, water bottles come with trends that fluctuate, with a new coveted it option rising above the rest every few years. But while I'm hardly a cultural expert on trendy water bottles, here's my non-comprehensive timeline of every it water bottle in the recent past. Well, at least from what I can remember. And the first water bottle to be perhaps equated with a lifestyle was Nalgene. After it was the Camelback water bottles in the late 2000s and early 2010s. Next, the mid to late 2010s saw a cluster of trendy insulated stainless steel bottles from brands like Yeti, Schall, and Hydro Flask. And as we pass into the current decade, Simple Modern really took control, along with the phenomenon that saw a century-old brand grow annual revenue from $70 million to $750 million in just 4 years. And then currently, I'd probably say the must-have water bottles are either Awala or L.O. Cooper. Regardless, the constantly evolving landscape makes one thing clear. Water bottle trends are firmly entrenched within our culture, reflecting a society that continually seeks to define itself. But has anyone considered how, beyond water bottle brand choice, further expressions of identity have been evolving from what adorns the outside to what contents are inside? In the age of TikTok, sharing creative use occasions of our wellness concoctions can be a vehicle to translate niche health trends and a reliable virality path. And in today's world, there are as many powdered wellness supplements as there are personalities, and your choice can say a lot about you. To go one step further, these basically aspirational mixtures have become, like water bottles, a symbol of status, representing flavor taste, lifestyle taste, and identity by association. But while the synergy between trendy water bottles and powdered hydration supplements might seem obvious, Simple Modern did something unusual when it recently launched Trevy Hydration. In the last year, I've seen several odd lineage examples of recent hydration supplement brand founders. But these entrepreneurs jumped into the hydration supplements market as a secondary project unrelated to their current or previous successes founding eyewear, apparel fashion, or whatever else consumer goods brands. Simple Modern is not only launching a hydration supplement brand, but also leveraging the equity of the drinkware brand on the Trevy Hydration front of package. But why are stick pack electrolyte drinks bringing all the boys to the yard? According to recent last 52-week retail data from Circana, dollar sales within the stick pack hydration drink mix category surpassed $1.5 billion and grew around 20% year over year. And if you consider the varied untracked sales channels like e-commerce, that total categorical market size would increase substantially, making it arguably one of the most intriguing functional beverage subcategories. But all this recent fragmented commercialization activity is possible because Liquid IV took one giant leap forward in democratizing the hydration category. In fact, without the Liquid IV effect starting to take meaningful shape maybe 6 or 7 years ago, Simple Modern would not have a viable, let alone lucrative marketplace to position Trevy Hydration as a product for everyday life. However, what will increase the probability of early success with the Trevy Hydration project won't be its everyday life positioning strategy, positive consumption trends around categorical format switching, or even unique formulations and flavors. And I talked about this in my beverage identity crisis content from last year, maybe through a completely different lens. But those 50 million cups sold over the lifetime of Simple Modern are more than numbers in a spreadsheet or money in a bank account, but members of an audience. And it's those powerful audiences that have become defensible competitive moats and valuable business assets for CPG brands. Simple Modern, like the sports nutrition brand examples I provided in my content last year, didn't invent the build an audience first strategy, but they perfectly leveraged it by also operating within the shadows of harder to track sales channels like e-commerce. And by shifting a key Simple Modern leadership member into the Trevy Hydration business as the chief growth officer, it signals strategic carryover that will outwardly show itself in at least some of the drinkware brand's large audience that will be leveraged, but most importantly through go-to-market decisions that leverage the drinkware brand's core competencies. Admittedly, I'm not sure of the expectation levels within Simple Modern that trigger the let's shutter this distraction versus let's pour gasoline on this fire decisions. But if you look at the current Amazon hydration supplements bestsellers, Trevy Hydration is ranked very respectably within the top 30 listings. But for this final portion of the content, I wanted to quickly provide my outlook for these business model combinations of offering drinkware and nutritional supplements. And despite the strong effort by Simple Modern, I just don't believe we will see many more popular drinkware brands jumping into powdered wellness supplements, at least in the same manner of leveraging the drinkware brand equity. But we will obviously continue to see the opposite of that business combination, as supplement brands have historically used shaker cups and other drinkware as low-cost accessories that provide strategic optionality within sales and marketing functions. And then finally, when you understand that the entire supplement industry has mostly a sea of sameness composition, differentiation and defensibility could be derived from having a unique delivery system and or bottle form factor like Circle or Gatorade GX bottles. But I hope you enjoyed the first principles thinking that went into my latest YouTube video. If you did, can you do me a favor by hitting that like button? That quick and free action helps YouTube know my content is worth spreading to more people. Also, we're getting really close to reaching my next subscriber goal, and it would be great if you join me on this journey. But to do that, we need to fix the fact that slightly more than 3/4 of you that are watching this video right now are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, and that hurts my feelings. Regardless, I want to thank you for giving me some of your attention and time, and I'll see you on the next one.